Eldoria was a land of ancient forests and towering mountains. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, dappling the forest floor in shades of green and gold. Crystal clear rivers flowed from the mountains, their waters teeming with life. The air hummed with the songs of birds and the whisper of the wind through the trees. It was a place of magic and wonder. Nestled among the trees and rivers were the realms of men, elves and dwarves. Each realm was unique with its customs and traditions, yet they were all bound together by the magic of Eldoria. For centuries they lived in peace and harmony, but a shadow had fallen upon Eldoria. A darkness was spreading from the north, threatening to consume the land. The people lived in fear, their hopes dwindling with each passing day. They longed for a leader, someone to unite them against the encroaching darkness. Little did they know that their savior was closer than they thought. He was not a mighty warrior or a powerful sorcerer. He was a simple shepherd, tending his flock in a small village nestled among the hills. Thalion lived in the village of Aeloria, a peaceful place surrounded by rolling hills and fields of wildflowers. He spent his days tending his sheep, his heart content with the simple life. He was a kind and gentle soul, loved by all who knew him.
Thalion had always been different. He possessed a quiet strength, a determination that belied his gentle nature. He dreamed of adventure, of exploring the world beyond his village. He longed to see the wonders he had only heard about in stories.
At night, under the starry sky, Thalion would sit by the fire and listen to the village elder spin tales of Eldoria's past. He was captivated by stories of brave heroes and wise kings. He yearned to be like them, to make a difference in the world.
Little did he know that his destiny was about to unfold, leading him on a path he could never have imagined. The fate of Eldoria rested on his young shoulders, though he was yet unaware of the burden he would carry.
One day, as Thalion tended his sheep in the hills above Eloria, a stranger approached. The man was tall and cloaked in shadow, his face hidden by a hood. He moved with an air of mystery, his presence both intriguing and unsettling.
Thalion had never seen the stranger before. He approached cautiously, his hand resting on the shepherd's crook he always carried.
"Greetings, Thalion of Eloria," the stranger said, his voice deep and resonant. "I have been searching for you."
Thalion was taken aback. He had never left his village, never encountered anyone who knew his name. Who was this stranger, and what did he want with him? "Who are you?" Thalion asked, his voice trembling slightly. "And how do you know my name?"
The stranger chuckled softly. "I am but a humble wanderer," he replied, "and I know many things, Thalion, son of Eldrin."
The mention of his father's name sent a shiver down Thalion's spine. Eldrin had been a respected shepherd, a kind and gentle man. He had died when Thalion was just a boy, and Thalion had only fragmented memories of him.
"You speak of my father," Thalion said slowly. "Do you know what became of him?"
The stranger shook his head. "That is a story for another time, young Thalion. I am here to speak of your destiny, not your past."
Destiny? The word echoed in Thalion's mind. What did this stranger mean? He was just a shepherd, a simple boy from a small village. What destiny could possibly await him? The stranger reached into his cloak and pulled out a weathered scroll bound with a leather cord. He handed it to Thalion.
"This young one is a map. It will lead you to the one who can reveal your true destiny."
Thalion hesitantly took the scroll, his fingers tracing the faded lines and symbols. It depicted a path, winding through a dense forest and over towering mountains. At the end of the path lay a city, shimmering with an ethereal light.
"What is this place?"
"This is Lothlorien, the hidden kingdom of the elves. There you will find Elara, the elven queen. She will guide you, Thalion. She will help you understand your destiny."
Thalion looked from the map to the stranger, his mind awhirl with questions. He had always dreamed of adventure, but this was beyond anything he could have imagined.
"Why me? Why have I been chosen for this?"
The stranger smiled again, that same knowing smile that seemed to hold all the secrets of the world.
"Because you are destined for greatness, Thalion. The fate of Eldoria rests on your shoulders. You are the Shepherd King, the one who will unite the realms against the darkness."
Shepherd King. The words echoed in Thalion's mind. Could it be true? Could he, a simple shepherd, really be the one to save Eldoria? He looked at the map in his hands, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. stranger turned to leave, his cloak billowing behind him.
Go now, Thalion. Find the Elven Queen. Your destiny awaits.
And with that he vanished into the forest, as quickly and mysteriously as he had come. Thalion stood there for a moment, the map clutched tightly in his hand. He looked back at his village, the smoke from the chimneys curling into the sky. A wave of sadness washed over him. He was leaving behind everything he had ever known. Taking a deep breath, Thalion turned and walked towards the forest. He didn't know what lay ahead, but he knew he could no longer ignore the call of destiny. He was Thalion, the Shepherd King, and he had a realm to save. The map led Thalion through dense forests and across rushing rivers. He faced many dangers on his journey.
I encountered packs of snarling wolves, their eyes glowing in the darkness. I outsmarted cunning goblins, their laughter echoing through the trees.
He braved the treacherous paths of the Shadowfell Mountains, where the air was thin and the rocks were sharp. He navigated through blinding snowstorms, the wind howling like a banshee, but through it all he never gave up hope.
I clung to the prophecy, to the belief that I was destined for greatness. My shepherd's crook, once used to guide my flock, became my trusty staff. I used it to fend off wild beasts, to steady myself on treacherous paths, and to provide comfort in times of need.
Finally, after weeks of travel, Thalion reached Lothlorien. The elven city was even more beautiful than he had imagined. The trees shimmered with an ethereal light, their leaves rustling softly in the breeze. The air was filled with the sound of birdsong and the sweet scent of wildflowers.
I was granted an audience with Elara, the Elven Queen. She was as beautiful and wise as the legends had claimed. Her eyes, the color of spring leaves, held ancient knowledge and a deep understanding of the world.
Elara listened patiently as Thalion recounted his journey and the prophecy revealed to him. When he was finished, she smiled gently.
You have a long and difficult path ahead of you, Thalion, but you are not alone. We will help you fulfill your destiny.
Elara revealed to Thalion the truth about his lineage. He was not just a simple shepherd. He was the descendant of a long line of kings, his bloodline imbued with the magic of Eldoria. It was his birthright, his destiny to unite the realms and defeat the darkness that threatened to consume their world.
The weight of the world settled upon my shoulders, heavier than any burden I could have imagined. Yet I did not falter. I knew what I had to do. I was the Shepherd King, and I would embrace my destiny.
The Elven Queen provided Thalion with ancient knowledge and powerful allies. He trained with elven warriors, learning the art of swordplay and archery. He studied ancient texts, unlocking the secrets of his lineage and the magic that flowed through his veins. With each passing day, Thalion grew stronger and wiser. He was no longer the timid shepherd boy who had left Eloria. He was Thalion, the Shepherd King, a leader worthy of his people's trust.
My journey had just begun. I had a long and perilous road ahead of me, fraught with dangers and challenges. But I was no longer afraid. I had found my purpose, my destiny.
He would unite the realms of Eldoria and lead his people to victory against the encroaching darkness. The rise of the Shepherd King had begun.